Hey, this is Dave coming at you from Southeast Michigan. Figured since it's a beautiful day, I'd do a plant nursery video and what I've been doing from the spring to summer. We've got quite a few plants back here. It's a lot different compared to when I first started this because now we've got a lot of nice mature plants. We got the daylilies here in bloom. Here's those Daisy Montauk plants that I did a video on those and what I did with the cuttings and out potting them, and now you can see how big they are. I've sold about through half of them, and so we have these left. A lot of people were wanting boxwood shrubs and I didn't have any, so we have a lot of boxwoods now. Still a little bit too small, but next year they'll be ready to go. But yeah, every spring usually me and Justin, we work a couple weeks, and this year we actually have Steven on staff, so we just go through every plant and make sure that it's pruned and fertilizer. And one thing we did different this year, oh, and by the way, here's our little, now we have a family of 6 really. There's Nisha, my little puppy dog. Come here, Nisha. You're such a good doggy. Yeah, she's been in our family now for about 2 months. She's the cutest little thing. And she's even cuter now that she's potty trained finally. Because before that it was a little rough, but she's still, it's awesome watching young pets, kind of like a little kid, you know. They're new to the world and they're just, everything's curious to them. It's just so relaxing to watch them. But yeah, we've been busy. I've made a decent amount of sales this year, quite a few actually, but I know for a fact I would have made a lot more sales if it just wasn't so hot this year. It's been so hot, and it's been not a whole lot of rain. We had a decent amount of rain early on in the season, and then it just kind of turned into a desert. And we have been watering these plants almost every single day for the last 3 weeks. Some of the seasons I remember not even needing to really grab the hose until the middle of July. But you know, it keeps you busy, and I enjoy doing it. Oh, I was going to mention one thing that I did differently this year that I'm just from now on, without a doubt. There's a guy on YouTube, Mike McGroarty. Anyone that's doing gardening stuff, they know who Mike McGroarty is. He's a phenomenal gardener that shows you how to make your own plant nurseries. But he recommended this DG Snapshot pre-emergent herbicide. Let me see if I can get this folded up here. This right here, Snapshot DG. And what this is you put it on your plants on the top of the pot, you sprinkle it. A lot of it looked like it dumped out. It's like this tan stuff. And it's really, it just works amazing. What it does is it basically, any seeds that are in your topsoil on the tops of your plants, once you sprinkle some of that stuff on, it will not allow the weed seeds to germinate, and it does not harm your plant at all. And I did a test, so I did one row with it, one row without it, because, you know, just like anything, a product that you use for the first time, you're nervous, and I didn't want to kill all of my plants. So then when I did the test, I regretted not putting on all of it, because we had so many weeds in the plants that we didn't put it in, and very few weeds on the plants that we did put it on. And a good example is like strawberries. Obviously that you eat those, so you don't want to put a herbicide on strawberries. These were just filled with weeds with beyond recognition. So I actually weeded all of that. But yeah, that's this is the first year I actually started putting this pre-emergent on, and the bag I believe cost me $60. With inflation now, probably around $70, but we've already done this entire nursery now, and we still have just under a half a bag. So one $70 purchase could do a nursery that's almost twice the size of this entire nursery. It's just worth it. A good example right here, you get see these plants, when you have a big can, like an opening, like a plant that has a single stem like this, you're going to get tons of weeds. I did not weed this once this year. Look, there's not one weed in this pot. That saves you hours of work. Unbelievable. It's just I'm so excited I found that. Like right here, a good example is I have these Osage orange trees, which is basically these trees is basically the best firewood in North America. You can't get firewood better than Osage orange. But look, no weeds. Haven't had to weed them. And just really excited about that. But yeah, we have a really good stock of plants this year. All kinds, just. And then we've been busy roofing my house. I've just been too busy this year to sell plants, but it's okay because they just become worth more money as they get bigger. But I'm really happy with my Japanese maple collection too. We've got the Siriu. It's just gorgeous. I bought most of these trees from Herder Nursery, which is JapaneseMaple.net. It's a husband and wife that does that. Really good place to get Japanese maples, like 1-year grafts. Cost you about 30 bucks a graft now. This particular Japanese maple, which almost looks like a bush, it's a dwarf tree, and it's just amazing. I got this from Mr. Maple. I just love them because they're just all different types of colors. I mean, you look at the color on these, it's just, and then when the fall comes, it's like forget about it. It's just awesome. Look at this very unique tree. It's got dissectum leaves, which are the really thin ones. This Siriu is the only dissectum tree that has small leaves that have upright branches. This one right here will eventually weep down, like cousin it from the Addams family. They're just amazing trees. Oh, and then right here, here's my smoke bush that I propagated myself. I'm proud of these. This one's already got a bloom on them. Got spirea. Look, we got a little, the bumblebees are doing their thing. Really cool. Nisha, what are you guys doing? And I got these little arborvitae rounds. These will actually grow round. Here I have another type of them too right here. I grew these, started these, propagated these about 6 years ago. And you can just see some of these conifers, they just take a long time, but these are really nice shrubs. Red twig dogwoods. We got the daisy Stella de Oros coming in. The bright orange. Here's some more of them. All these right here, I started with just 1 or 2 plants I bought from Home Depot and then just divided all of them. Now I could get thousands of them. And I just keep making them and just restocking them. And we got the Happy Returns with the bright yellow right here. Here's some more conifers, that low growing, that I got from my front yard. But like a plant that size, I had a guy the other day come and he was really excited about this because he bought them for bonsai. So I told him, hey, take some pictures of your trees. So about 2 hours later, after he got home, he had these all trimmed up and he puts wires and he kind of forms the branches a certain way, which I think is just cool. People get really into that stuff. I always appreciate different people's interests. And then here's some more of my arborvitaes. Sometimes I think that if I could have it my way, I would just turn all of my plants that I sell just into arborvitaes because they sell so fast. I've been telling people these aren't for sale. I'm trying to use these to create more. And here's some that I created last year. And I just need to create more this fall. The best time to do them is in the fall. So I have some of these. Some of these aren't going to make it. Like this one looks like it's going to die. I put this tree here for some shade. It's just been getting cooked. Like I said, this season's just been, it's just been beaten down on us, 96 degrees. And then same with these blue rug junipers. Some of them are going to die, but you can tell these ones are going to make it. So most of them make it. What else we have here? We have all kinds of stuff. We've got dogs. We've got plants. Luckily, I don't have cats. I'm not a big cat fan. But yeah, I just wanted to do an update on what I have going on here as far as at my house with the plants. Oh, so yeah, but to talk back about the that pre-emergent herbicide. I know a lot of people tune into my channel for the gardening stuff. But what we do in the spring, just so you know, we just go through all the plants. We usually start on this back row, work our way this way, all the way through, keep going. And we just, if you have a small pot and the plant looks like it needs a bigger pot, We put it in a bigger pot. And we've been using a compost that's been broken down for about a year, so you don't have any of you don't want the compost to be actively breaking down as soil. You want it to break down completely so you actually have the soil, because currently breaking down compost, it just robs the plant of nitrogen. Plants will not do good if you try to plant it in actual mulch. But anyways, we let it break down for a year. We add, I actually get bulk bags of this perlite. I just happened to be at Menards when I bought this one, but we dump a decent amount of perlite in that. I am now starting to add a little bit of peat moss here. And between those three ingredients, you end up with just an absolutely amazing soil. We up pot the plant, and we put, and we prune the plant, and we put some fertilizer on it, which I've run out. I don't need fertilizer for the rest of the year. Some slow release, like Osmocote fertilizer on the plant. And then we've been adding this. And I just pinch this with my, you don't want to touch it, but with a glove, and I just sprinkle it around. And that's it. And we just put it there, and we just make sure that we keep them watered, just keep an eye on your plants. I walk them every few days. And I should have a couple customers coming out today. Today's July 3rd. Tomorrow I'm going to the Clarkston Parade in the morning, which will be fun. But yeah, that's the update on my plants, and it's a fun little hobby, and you make a decent amount of money through the years selling plants because there's so many people that are interested in them. And oh yeah, and the little dog, it's been keeping us busy for sure. And it's kind of funny to watch him. Kobe's like she's like an old mom. It's kind of interesting to have such an old dog and a young dog together, but they love each other. They're just, we were afraid they wouldn't get along, but they get along really good. As a matter of fact, Kobe has a little bit more pep in her step since we've got Nisha. So yeah, right, doggies? All right, well anyway, this is Dave signing off.